Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Super Prime UK with myself, your MJ Group Super Prime Valuations Specialist, Rob Cohen. Hope you're all well. What a great week, what a great weekend it was. Got to start with the women's football and the Euros. So happy, proud of their incredible achievement, the way it was done. The suffering that they've been through throughout the years. I just think it's such a lesson of life, whether you're in business, whether you're working, studying, relationships, sport, the journey that they've been on, 3 semi-final tournament defeats on the bounce, losing, the historical context of the Euros and the finals, losing against Germany, 2009, the suffering of that, and eventually it all coming to a climax and breaking that barrier, really, the psychological one of believing in yourself, believing that you're good enough. Very similar to all of you Michael Jordan fans and their great battles against the Pistons when they were losing and could they get over the line? Did they have the belief? What changes were they making from the suffering of defeat? Not just get up and go again, but understand, how are we going to improve? How are we going to be better? What are we going to do as a team? How are we going to fight? What are we going to do differently? What is going to give us that edge next time that opportunity comes? And ultimately, that's what the England women's football team have done. They've persevered. They've got this great team spirit, this perseverance and love and passion for each other in the game. And for those that follow this or know me, I'm a big believer in women's football. Been loving watching it, loving watch the Arsenal team, but also Chelsea, who have been formidable. And the thing I love the most is how much they care. And I think that's what everyone buys into and everyone saw at the weekend on Sunday, is these people are representing their country, and at the same time they're a unit and a team, and they care for each other. They work collectively and individually to achieve a goal. And sometimes maybe that's what's missing from the men's game. And it's impossible to recreate the feelings and the emotions and the joy and the happiness shown by that women's team. And no one could dispute how much they care, how much they wanted it. And that's what everyone buys into. That's what we buy into as fans, as supporters, as people following a team or a nation. We buy into that authenticity and that realness of what that achievement was and how much it meant. And very special, really special. So big congratulations to the team. And I think, the country is proud, and it's given us a real feel-good factor for this week, and something that I've really enjoyed and will apply to everything in my life, whether sporting or work as well. Great lessons there. Okay, back to the data and the intel for this week. Another strong performing week of new instructions, 335. I think that's a real story of the market. Very consistent instructions coming on stream. And very solid sold numbers, 153. We've seen good activity. The holiday season is really kicking in, but as I said last week on the show, Far East, Middle East, international investors coming in. The pound is still relatively low against the euro and the dollar, creating a strong super prime market. Let's see how that works throughout the month of August. Some big news this week was the Bank of England scrapping the affordability test for mortgages. That came into play on Monday. So that meant that a 3% affordability analysis would have been done on every borrower and every applicant to fulfill the lending requirements. That was brought in during the MMR mortgage market review back in 2014, so that there wasn't another crash in lending and borrowing. Now that's been scrapped on the basis that the stringent tests that the regulators and mortgage banks and lenders provide are felt to be strong enough, and it opens up the market to maybe your first-time buyers who are paying hefty rents and could afford a mortgage at a similar rate. So it's a bit of a softening of lending requirements in an effort to help more people join the property ladder. Let's see how that actually works and see if it does open up to more mortgage lending. So it's something very important moment that's been not so discussed and talked about this week, but I'd be really interested to see how that plays out. Also, big interest rate hike in the US. Any minute now, we're being told that's going to follow in the UK. A lot of noise around that. Could be unprecedented 0.5 point increase, which would be the largest single increase in quarter of a century, 20-25 plus years. Again, going to have a big impact on borrowing and lending as the government and the Bank of England really look to somehow control inflationary pressures that are still causing great difficulty in the cost of living, energy prices, fuel, etc., etc. So a lot happening this week, a lot of news that we're waiting on, and we will bring you up to date next week. Just want to finally say for today, big thank you for the downloads on the podcast and the YouTube views and watch. The show is going from strength to strength. We had great feedback from our first EVA Euro show. Please subscribe to that. Please download the data and the intel on that. It really is a great tool for you, especially lenders and credit sanctioners across Europe, and also borrowers and sales teams looking for those yields and what activity is happening at a pan-European level. Great insight. That will be redone on a quarterly basis, and great feedback from our clients and our fan base watching. I really appreciate the feedback. Sat with a few of you over the last week since that was launched, and really appreciate that feedback that you give us, and we will implement all of the changes and everything you're looking for. So thank you, big thank you for your support. I'm loving the platform, loving providing this, loving the summer, loving the feel-good factor. And to close out today, once again, loving the women's football. Congratulations. Hopefully it's a real historical moment of change, both in from a footballing perspective, a women's football perspective, and also equality and life perspective, real positive change for future generations. So we're going to leave on a high. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving us that belief and uplift. Thank you for going against so much suffering and so much losing, which is so important in life. And that's all part of the journey and the process, and you've proven to us that you can come out on this other side as winners. So well done. Thanks everyone, and we will see you next week. Have a great week. Take care.